What's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all for tuning back in. And today I'm going to be reviewing the Giannis Nike Freak 6.
Phone started jumping, what it
Starting us out talking about the sizing and the price. The sizing, I recommend that you guys go up a half a size. If you're a wide foot, I would tell you guys go up a half a size as well. If you guys do decide to go true to size, just note that your toe will be pretty much at the end of the shoe. Now note, there wasn't any pain or discomfort when I was playing with the shoe because I went true to size in these, so I didn't feel any pain or discomfort. If you guys want a little bit of extra toe room, I like a little bit of extra toe room, I would tell you guys go up a half a size. It does feel nice and snug around the foot, but again, it's mostly the toe area, just in case so you guys don't feel that type of discomfort. The pricing for the Freak 6 is going to be original price of $140, but these versions, the debut versions that came out, are going to be $150. And the reason why is because of the colorway is specific for his dad, because he loves roses and red. So that's why this colorway is going to be $150 versus the original colorways that are going to be $140. Moving on to the side of Freak 6, and I'm going to give these an 8.5 out of 10. The colorway is inspired for his dad because he loves the blossom of pink. That's why you guys are going to see the red and pink roses all over the shoe. Even in a little bit of the transparency, you guys are still going to see the roses on the shoe. And I think it's a pretty nice design. Honestly, this is the best sneaker design that I've seen in a Giannis volume. All the way through his 1 through 6s. This is the best colorway. It's nice, simple. I mean, I'm not gonna say simple, but it's not too much, you know what I'm saying? It's very unique and it's a really nice design. So I like when Nike and other shoe brands decide to put stylings on the shoe that make it stand out a lot more. I mean, look at this Nike shoes with the roses. You can't tell me you cannot keep looking at that. Looks really goddamn good, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. They did a great job with designing this shoe. Also, the colorway of this shoe. It is an off-white, so it's gonna be like a creamy white. And I think that's the better color choice that they decided to go with instead of going predominantly white. Because white gets dirty easily, and I don't think it would have the same pop and shine. Because the creamy white is more of a darker tone color. That way this can shine. So yeah, you guys did a great job in the styling of the Giannis Freak 6. And I think, in my honest opinion, is the best style, colorway design, and shoe design of the Giannis line. Up next, as a lot of you guys already know, we have my favorite category, which is the cushion. I'm gonna give these an 8 out of 10. Inside this shoe, they use my favorite Nike cushion setup of all time, the Air Zoom. Inside, you guys are also gonna get a 4-foot Air Zoom unit, a cushion foam, and these shoes are going to be more towards court feel, just like the whole Giannis line. They're going to be more tailored towards the ground. One thing I always kind of wondered about some signature athletes like a D Rose, Giannis, a Zion shoe line, I wonder why their shoes are more tailored towards the court feel shoe. Obviously, D Roses aren't still being made or anything like that, but if they were, they probably might go like towards court feel. The Giannis shoes more court feel, the Zion. I'm thinking because these players predominantly attack the basket like at will, like 95% of the time they're attacking the basket. I wonder why they don't have more of a souped up cushion setup with a boost off of the ground. Now granted, I know that some of the players probably like court feel shoes, but I always wonder, like, if my main priority is slashing, I want to have the best cushion. That's just my thought process. I mean, it's not gonna affect anything in the shoe. I just always wondered, like, why does a slasher not have the most souped up cushion setup? But anyway, regardless of that, this shoe is lightweight, so once you guys take it outside the box, you guys are gonna feel that it is a lightweight ride. Also, the 4-foot flexion is decent. It's nothing too crazy. I'd have to really bend this shoe back to get 4-foot flexion, but one thing I tell you guys about 4-foot flexion, it's personal preference. If a shoe has a good cushion and the 4-foot flexion isn't as flexible, it doesn't take away from the cushion setup. Like I tell you guys, it's always personal preference. On foot, the cushion feels good, and you guys are gonna get a good amount of impact force protection upon jumping and landing. While I was hooping in these, shooting around, you know, dunking, euro steps, spin shots, doing what I do for you guys, I did feel like, like I said, the cushion is going to give you guys that good impact force protection upon jumping and landing, but you guys aren't going to feel like any spring or bounce or anything like this. I think the output inside this shoe is nothing there, but I just think it's very solid for, like I mentioned, when you guys are coming down from the ground and jumping off of the ground. If some of you guys wanted to or had to take the shoe outside cushion-wise, you guys are going to be able to do that. Mind you, it's not going to be the craziest thing on asphalt, but it is going to be very nice and durable and give you guys that good impact force. Some of you guys wanted to or had to, you could take this shoe outside cushion-wise because it is going to give you a good amount of impact force protection on asphalt. It's not going to give you the craziest impact force protection, but it's going to give you something good. So I feel like this shoe cushion-wise fits many play styles. Slashers, defenders, post players, playmakers, scorers, shooters. I feel like this shoe has enough impact force protection to last you guys. Like I mentioned before, you guys aren't going to get any spring or boost or anything crazy in the output. It's just going to be a solid ride. So yeah, the Freak 6 cushion is definitely a solid one. Moving on to the traction of the Freak 6, and I'm going to give these an 8.5 out of 10. You guys are going to hear a really good amount of squeaking on these. Traction pattern design of the Freak 6 is going to be a rubber outsole, as well as a multi-traction pattern design, and it's going to do a good job of not attracting dust and also fighting the dust off, giving this shoe a really good grip and bite. If you guys are playing on a pristine court, high level court, you guys are going to get a great amount of traction pattern, especially with the squeaking. The squeaking is going to be top tier on the clean court. On a semi-dusty court that I'm sure most of us play on, and I play on, and some of you guys probably play on, it's going to give you guys a really good amount of traction pattern and also not being able to attract dust. Even if you guys play on a very dusty court, these are going to give you guys something good to be able to play on. Now, if your AC and your gym is off, just be aware of that, because pretty much not many shoes can handle being inside a gym when it's wet and slippery on the floor when the AC's out. But I think these would do a good job if your gym is like that. I don't think you could just take these out there and just perform like anything, even though I said I feel like they would protect you decently. It's decently. It's not good, it's not great, it's just decently. And also, if you guys wanted to, or some of you have to play outside, you guys can go ahead and hoop with these outside because the grooves are strong enough to last. Now, I'll tell you guys that I feel like they'll last here and there. Take them out consistently. So if you hoop 4 or 5 times a week, 3 times a week, I would tell you guys take it like twice out of those times. Don't take it every day, because then it's gonna start to weather away and you're not gonna like that in this shoe. Even though it can fight off that dust and debris outside, but this is asphalt we're talking about. Asphalt is gonna kill pretty much any shoe that's not specifically for outside. These aren't specifically for outside, but you guys can take these outside here and there. Traction pattern for these Freak 6s can pretty much fit any play style: slasher, shooter, scorer, defender, post-up player, playmaker, whatever it is that you play. The traction pattern is just that good to be able to hold you guys up. While I was playing with this shoe traction-wise on foot, I felt very confident to do any move. I felt confident in any situation. I just felt like I didn't have to overthink anything. My instincts can take over. And that's what you really like in a traction setup, because I know a lot of you guys like traction more than you like cushion. So if you guys are big on traction, then this is one shoe that you guys might want to go ahead and look toward. And last on the list, we have the support, and I'm going to give these an 8 out of 10. Inside the Freak 6, you guys are going to get a good amount of padding on the ankle bone and Achilles heel. A little bit of something inside the tongue, but not much there. But the snuggability around the ankle is definitely going to be there. If you tie this shoe to the tightest, it is going to hug nice around that foot. It is going to unloosen a little bit towards while you're playing in the game, so you might just have to retighten it. But at the beginning of it is going to be very nice and tight. As well as if you guys do decide to go your true size, it is going to be nice and snug around the foot, and your foot is pretty much going to be at the end of the shoe. I didn't find any pain or discomfort because my toe didn't hit the toe box, but just in case, if you guys want a little bit of extra space, like I mentioned before, you guys can go up a half a size. The shoe is still going to do a good job of hugging around the ankle and hugging around your foot. And also, the support is good enough to be able to handle the traction play styles. So slashers, crafty, maybe even shifty players, post players, whatever it is that your play style is, the support is good enough to be able to mix with the traction, ultimate confidence while you guys are hooping. Ending it off with the ranking of the Freak 6s, and I'm gonna give these an A-. The last Giannis shoe that I liked was the Giannis 4, and those were pretty good. The Giannis 5s were trash. I've only seen one person ever hooping those in person, and those shoes are, my God, they were trash. But these Giannis 6s are definitely very solid. From the style alone, like I mentioned before, I really like this style. It's simple but unique at the same time, and it stands out with the styling they decided to go with. The colorway is nothing too crazy, but like I said, it's just the styling that they decided to go with. Cushion setup inside these Freak 6s is good as well. You guys are going to get a good amount of impact force protection upon jumping and landing. The forefoot flexion isn't going to be too crazy, but like I said, the cushion's good, and it really doesn't matter about the forefoot flexion, whether it's stiff or loose. It has nothing to do with it. It's all personal preference. So these shoes are going to be more tailored towards court feel. So if you like court feel shoes, but like I said, giving you a good amount of impact force protection upon jumping and landing. I appreciate y'all for liking, subbing, tuning in, commenting, doing my community polls, following me on social media. I really appreciate everything you guys have done for me. I'm gonna have Chauncey send us out, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.
Got anything you want to add to it, Chauncey?
What? That's your end intro?
Yeah, that's the end intro.
Thank you for guys watching today's video. See you next in today's video. Bye.